What's up, everybody? Zoe FPV here for a life update. What am I doing with my hands? Life has been absolutely hectic this last month. I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you all for being there for me. I have had my ups and downs. I let out some of my, frustrations in my sponsorship isn't magic video. I got back to making videos and flying again. And at the end of the video, I actually have a bit of 3D that I got to fly. Got to fly. I went out to fly. So at 4 a.m. on Sunday, this past Thanksgiving weekend, I woke up. I had fur in my belly, and I went to the gym, got relaxed and loosened up and warmed up, and then went out and at 6 a.m. before sunrise, ripped some batteries to my friends at the Coastline Crew. And it was a lot of fun. And I got back to doing what I love to do, which is flying. And that was really good. So this Thanksgiving weekend has been, thankfully, really, really good. On top of that, the unicorn frame design is out in the wild now. It's something I've been working on for a while. So it's going to cost me about $50 for my cost just in carbon per frame, which is cheaper than what I'm paying right now for frames. So even though a lot of people probably think, oh, Zoe is selling out, she's making her own frames, spending all this Patreon money. I need frames, and I quite honestly would rather make my own frame for $50 than spend more money with someone else. So that's why it exists. Yeah, so I'm trying to get my life priorities in order. Flying being somewhere among the top because that is very therapeutic for me. And something that I really do love doing. Making videos is one of those things that's also high on that list. And I want to continue making videos and having fun while trying to get my life back into order. So bear with me while I do that. And honestly, I'm taking everyone's feedback, positive and negative. I'm not trying to just live the Patreon life and live off of that. I really don't want to. I would really love to be able to make that my full-time job, and at the current status, I could probably do that. But realistically, it's not something I want to have as my go-to. I have a couple of job opportunities, San Diego and Florida, for drone/government contractors. So I'm going to explore the San Diego option first, and also get back to the option in Florida and see if that has materialized, because they're offering a decent amount of money, and I would definitely follow that opportunity if it worked out. So I am figuring it out. I'm really trying to figure it out still. The one in San Diego, we have, I guess, an appointment on December 7th, I believe, to kind of come back around to see how the RV is coming along, and basically to plan my trip out to San Diego, I believe. So that's happening. I'm also thinking about potentially going on tour. Literally could be just a tour to San Diego, or depending on how that works out, it might be a tour to San Diego and then back up the coast. And this could be a very slow tour. This isn't like going another place every week. This is like going a new place every month. And the idea behind that is to allow me to get to know an area and possibly figure out a way to move to that area if I like it. And start a drone house, which is my ultimate goal, is to be able to find a place where I can settle down, that has health slash medical nearby. I need to find a place that does RF ablation that's good, possibly a research hospital, and yeah, there's a lot that I'm really trying to figure out, and it's difficult balancing all of my life needs. And yeah, the biggest challenge right now is just getting the motorhome up and running. So we have the generator out of it. We have it to a shop. The first shop we took it to was going to be $360 just to put it on their workbench to start diagnosing it, and then $120 an hour after that. And after the initial conversation, the guy was like, yeah, generally it's just better to get a new one. And I'm like, how much is a new one? And he's like, $3,200. And that was my reaction. Like, I that's a lot of money. And so that's kind of RV shop sticker shock. So essentially, meh. It said no thanks, and we took it to a small engine repair shop. And a small engine is a small engine, and there's really nothing too special about small engines. It's a little bit of Al Romo and his guys' expertise, so taking it to a place that's more dedicated to small engines is really kind of the goal. So that's happening. The place that we might be able to take it to is about $130 to actually test it. Much better. Not as like, oh god, sticker shock, much. And it's actually, I believe, an RV engine repair shop. So yeah, and that's like in Salinas. It's a whole other area away. So thankfully, Romo and the guys here are helping me with that. We're also repairing the RV. We have fuel lines, brake lines that need to be bled, and some blinkers and some fuses that need to be replaced. So there's a lot of stuff on that that I'm working on to get the RV ready to go. And I need to get smogged. So I have a place in mind to get smogged so I can get tags for it. Right now I have temporaries, and it's also stressful to move it. Like one of the reasons I was into motorcycles back in the day was because cars stressed me the F out because they were big, and I had size anxiety. Like I felt like I could really hurt somebody with that thing if I wasn't careful. So I don't like I driving this thing kind of terrifies me a little bit. So it's not something I really want to do. But something I'm gonna have to kind of try. And also with my physical issues, sitting for any length of time is kind of difficult. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like to drive right now, especially because there's been times even just sitting in the car where I'll have major issues, and if I was driving, I could be a risk on the road. So that's a challenge that I'm trying to figure out. My mom is with me though, so she's possibly going to be able to drive it. She actually has some experience driving larger vehicles, believe it or not. So that might be an option. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure all that out. And that's kind of where this is all going to. I might need to find another spot momentarily to work on the RV. It's not the the landlord here at the location is not so happy that I am boondocking, and they want me to move, which I totally understand. I it's kind of unfortunate that happened. But yeah, so I might need to try to find a more like at least for a month or so, because like to do all the stuff I want to do on the RV, it's going to take funds. And with my current budget, and I actually did put a budget together for the first time in my life, adulting, um, I only have about $1,200 a month, which is a lot. That's basically what I pay in rent. $1,200 a month to put into the RV, and that's with paying for life, paying for the gym membership I have now, and paying for internet, phone, power, propane, water, sewage dump for this thing. Just a lot of stuff. So that's been stressful trying to figure all that out. So I'm definitely not trying to say more money, but guys, if you do want to help out with this project, you want to help out, just help get this thing out of the door. I know a lot of people want me to add solar and do a lot of these projects, but they cost money to do those. And it's money that I will have, but I just don't have right now. So I want to say, and also on that note, I tried cashing in a $5,000 promissory note to me, and they don't have the money. So I was going to use that money to upgrade the RV, but because that promissory note is kind of got screwed me over, I can't. So I have to really kind of, and that was also going to be money I was going to use to potentially rent another place. So that was like my nest egg plan, was that promissory note, which was stupid for me to even, yeah. So anyways, I'm really trying to plan stuff out. Like, the generator could cost me anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000. Um, the the LTE router, because the internet here sucks, I need to really upgrade. And there's this MiFo router, which is like $350 shipped. Um, it connects to LTE, acts as a primary device, and then with NetBuddy for $60 a month, I can have unlimited internet through LTE network. And the speeds I've been getting on LTE, at least right here in Santa Cruz, off of the phone, not the hotspot, but the phone, are crazy. Like several megabytes a second, faster than what I was getting over at my actual internet back at home. So the home I can't go to. And that's the thing. I had a moment the other day where I realized I wanted to go home. I was stressed out and just like, I want to go home. And this is it. This is my home. It So I am trying to make it work the best I can. An LTE router for $350, that's a lot. A chair, sitting here is uncomfortable. But to be able to work at the workbench for an extended time, I really need to spend money on a chair that I can feel comfortable in. And that's going to be like $200. And that's difficult for me. I had 2 standing benches, and I actually love standing because of my back and lower body issues that actually allowed me to work on stuff. And conversely, before that, I had a laying desk back before I could really even stand for any length of time. So sitting for me is really not the best option, and in this RV, I really can't do a standing desk proper. So that's a whole thing that I'm dealing with. I also want to replace the batteries in the motorhome. There's 3 of them, and they're the house batteries. I replaced the generator batteries. I replaced the engine battery. So that's like already $300+ in batteries so far. And then to replace the house batteries, they're anywhere. If I could use lead acid, which the off gas and can cause issues over time. To replace them with gel batteries is like $200 for like I think 100 or 200 amp hours. It's not too bad, but then a lot of people want me to use lithium ion and custom build a power wall. To do one with the amount of power that I need is going to be quite meh. I don't know if I want to get into that. It'd be really easy, quote unquote, to just throw some gel batteries at this issue and go for like 3 200 amp hour gel batteries to get 600 amp hours on the house for like $600. And then an inverter system on the RV so I can actually pull 120 off of the RV for power. Because right now the RV, I have to run the generator or have it docked somewhere for power to get 120. And so having an inverter system to convert the battery power to 120 would be awesome. That would allow me to run everything like I would normally run off of the sockets in the RV if I wire it correctly. So I'd be able to flip a switch and run 120 volt off the batteries. And on top of that, that's when I can add solar to the roof. And to add solar is anywhere from a few $100s for a couple 100 watts up to a couple $1,000 for almost 1,000 watts. And at 1,000 watts of solar, I can actually run most of the stuff I need in the motorhome off of solar and charge batteries and have one of either the workbench computer or my computer running and still charge the batteries a little bit. And that's something I want to do. It takes money. And so that's a project that I might have to do down the line. So yeah, that's something I'm working on. On top of that, yeah, there's just a lot. I wanted to put a sticker on the side of the motorhome, like the Z and stuff. I might have to wait a little bit on that just because it's kind of frivolous. Until I have proper power and internet coming into this place, I don't feel like it's ready to be branded the ZRV or Mr. Motorface. So I want to make sure I get those projects done and figured out before I end up moving on with that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do. On top of that, I want to spend $100 on a printer and some sticker stock so I can actually print out my own stickers and cut them out myself to give out to fans. There's a lot of sticker designs I've been working on lately just because I've been bored and getting creative again. So I thought I made some cool stickers and I want to share them with fans. And for me, it would be cheaper almost from the research I've done to make them myself. It just takes a little bit more time. Obviously, the initial stickers won't be as high quality as vinyls or anything like that, but it allows me to make stickers that I want when I want to make them to the quantity that I need them. And that's a small project. Because I want to be able to give some stuff out to the patrons and kind of give back to the community that's helped me out, and even just a small token of my gratitude. And even though I'm not quite set up right now to do all of that, I want to be able to do more of that. So yeah, there's just so much. So yeah, the plan. The plan is essentially get the RV going, get essentially Mr. Motorface completely registered, smogged, at least the generator going, and essentially find another location. I have a Google Map link that you can add a location to, and essentially I'm trying to find another place to boondock the RV while I work on it a little bit and kind of allow myself to calm down. I'd really like to try to stay as close as possible to Santa Cruz / the Bay Area, just because I have my medical treatments out of Stanford. So if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Please leave a comment down below. Seriously, because I want to be able to try to hang out here as long as possible to try to let some of these housing options pull through. And or at least get Mr. Motorface completely dialed in for me to actually travel with. So yeah. If you want to help out, check out the GoFundMe for Mr. Motorface. I'll be updating it here soon. Check out my Patreon, and I just want to say thank you to all my patrons that have supported me thus far. It still blows my mind. I know I've lost just a few of you, and that totally makes sense. I was expecting, honestly, to lose a whole bunch of you guys. Just because, like, I thought a lot of people just do like a one-time donation and that would be it. But you guys have really stuck in there for me, and it just blows my mind. So thank you to everybody. And I know I'm going to try to include your names at the end of the video. And so, again, if you want to help out, Patreon, GoFundMe, leave a link or a comment down below where I should go. Add a location to the maps, because I want to go on tour. I want to, at least for a little bit, to find a drone house. And once I find a drone house, settle down, fly, focus on my health, become a healthier person, and try to enjoy life just a little bit while working as much as I can to further what I want to do. Yeah, so thanks guys. I love your faces. Now enjoy this slight video. And thank you to all of my patrons. You guys are awesome. Um, Chapel Hill, Carbo, FPV, Brian, you're awesome. Joshua Bardwell. Um, just want to say, Underfluked, thank you, all you guys. There's so many people to name by actual name, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to thank you all, because like I can't tell you how appreciative I am, and not just of the support on Patreon, but of your messages, of your thoughts, even prayers, and really, thank you. I can't say that enough. Thank you all.